Hello. I love Super Nintendo. I eat, sleep and live everything SNES. I love Super Nintendo. Mario. Oh, bless his little cotton socks. Over the past 25 years, Mario has become a gaming icon, a brand as recognisable to the man in the street as Coca-Cola or McDonald's. In fact, you may be as compelled as I am to declare Mario the gaming icon. And why is it that Mario has become such an icon? It could be any number of things. Mario is a very safe role model for the kids. He doesn't use any weapons, he only attacks make-believe enemies, and Nintendo have been very loyal to their plumber. Every single Nintendo console, from the NES to the Wii, has at least one high-quality Mario game that has acted as a benchmark for the huge career that Nintendo has had. However, to get Mario this far, Nintendo has learnt some very harsh lessons, none more so than during the 90s on the Super Nintendo. Mario is still reeling from a huge career start from the original Super Mario Bros. Trilogy on the original Nintendo. He's got two very decent Super Mario Land games on the Game Boy and the huge, unbeatable Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. What is it that makes a good game? Nintendo asked themselves. It must be Mario. This begins a dark time for the plumber, beginning to appear in any game that Nintendo were desperate to push. And with wanting to keep the parents on their side, Nintendo decided to launch some educational games, with their favourite red and blue character at the helm. Cue the game we are reviewing today, Mario is Missing. Branded an edutainment game by the masses, the storyline is as follows. Bowser has set up a new base of operations on Antarctica and has decided to steal famous landmarks from all around the world. Mario, Luigi and Yoshi travel to Antarctica to stop him, but Mario is captured. It is up to Luigi to travel the world and return the stolen artifacts to where they were taken so that he can save his brother. As a kid, I remember desperately wanting to own this game. It sounded so cool. You travel the world, Luigi's the hero, and you get to save Mario. First of all, the range of countries that you get to visit is a lot. As Luigi, you get to travel all over the world through all 7 continents, finding special landmarks and returning them to where they belong. Each country kinda looks as you would imagine it to do so in real life. The first task is to guess where you are, so that you can then get Yoshi to come and help you, and that's usually easy enough right off the bat. Half the time you won't need to ask anyone of your location to be able to guess exactly where you are. Let's discuss the music, because frankly, it's pretty awesome. You'll instantly recognise the Mario theme in each of the countries that you visit, but what it's been done, it's been given a local twist. So hearing that tune that we all know and love in Chinese or Russian sounding is just really cool. The map screen is a nice touch. It is one of the few times when you will see typical Mario graphics. What they have done is recreated the world, but in Mario-esque graphics. You guide Yoshi across the map, and as soon as you can correctly guess which country Luigi has found himself in, then you get to ride Yoshi for the remainder of the level. Thankfully, they have also included a password system in the game, allowing you to write down a password at the end of every level and then input it at a later date so that you can carry on playing, if you so wish. Finally, I love the fact that you get to play as Luigi. I love the fact that he is the main character in this game. This would not happen again until some 10 years later in Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. It's almost like they blamed Luigi for the fact that this game sucks. Edutainment. Edutainment. Combining education and entertainment. Sounds like we're onto a winner. Kids are not only playing games that they're going to love, but they're also learning at the same time. What a brilliant concept. There are only two slight problems with Mario is Missing being an edutainment game. It's not entertaining, and it's not educational. The idea is that you run around asking locals where you are and what the landmark is that you are holding. You then go to one of 3 information centres and return the correct item. Done. But not. You then have to answer 3 questions correctly about the landmarks to be able to return it. What? I'm returning your landmark. Here it is. Have it back. Why do I need to suddenly answer a bunch of questions about it? Imagine if this happened in real life. Excuse me, sir. You just dropped your wallet. Go on. Prove it. What's my favourite colour? What are the name of my children? Do I prefer crunchy or smooth? It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but if you don't recognise the Great Wall of China, why are you even working here? Shouldn't be asking me any questions about it. You should be going away, finding yourself a nice job where you don't have to identify the Great Wall of China. What really annoys me is that if you get a question wrong in the quiz, then you have to wait for a bit until you're allowed to try the quiz again. Why? All I'm going to do is stand here and have another guess, so why make me wait? Just let me have another go. And it takes forever. I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and it's just, just let me answer the questions again. There are so many things wrong with this game. There's no way we're going to be able to cover them all. All you have to do is just watch some of the footage to see some of the glaring problems that this game has. Who are these people? Why do they look nothing like Luigi? Why don't the Koopa Troopers hurt you? Why do they explode? Why do I have to check the map screen every 20 seconds to make sure I'm going the right way? Mario is Missing makes one fatal mistake, and that is that they are assuming that children will want to learn the answers. No! Children don't want to learn the answers. Children want to find a landmark, guess where they are, guess who it belongs to, and guess the answer to the questions. Why do I know that? Because that's what I do. Because there is no point doing anything else other than just guess, 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 guess. You can't die in the game because the enemies don't hurt you, so there's no challenge there. The only challenge is to guess the correct answers. And every single level involves you doing the same thing. Finding 3 artifacts, returning them, and answering questions. Maybe the first 2 levels you might do your research, but after that you really aren't going to care. Entertainment should not be like this. Education can be fun, but not when it looks like this. Running around, answering quizzes, trying to figure out landmarks is not fun. Who does this game appeal to? Not adults, because in 1992, gaming was still considered a very childish thing to be doing. And it certainly won't appeal to children, because children generally are pretty sensible and know a good game from a bad game. And this is a bad game. It's making me so angry. And there's one reason in particular that this game makes me so angry. And that is the name of the cartridge. Mario is Missing. They have dared to associate Mario, the greatest gaming icon ever, with this piece of trash. This is not a Mario game. It doesn't look like a Mario game. It doesn't play like a Mario game. So how dare they pretend that this is a Mario game? All of the Mario things in Mario is Missing feel completely forced into the game. It just doesn't fit with anything. None of the backgrounds or people are Mario style, and when something Mario is included, it just looks even more out of place. Who is this game aimed at? Kids, right? Wrong. This game is aimed at the people who in 1992 were buying games for the children. It was aimed at their parents. And this is just another example as to why parents should not buy video games. Oh, it's got that fella Mario in it. I've heard of him. He must be popular. Oh, and not only that, but it claims to be educational. Goodness me, my child is going to know so much about geography by the time they finish this game. No, they're not. They're going to know how to guess multiple choice questions. That is all they're going to get from this game. It is absolutely atrocious they dared to even think about putting anything Mario-esque in this game. It's not an awful game. There are far worse games out there for the Super Nintendo. But the fact that it's got Mario in it, or it claims to have Mario in it, is just criminal. Possibly the worst game, the game I hate the most maybe, just because it's so awful. It's not a completely awful game, but it doesn't have anything Mario in it. It's not a Mario game. There are a few things that save it. Luigi as the main character is a nice touch. The soundtrack, the music, is pretty awesome. And generally, the map screen is pretty funky as well. You get the world, but it's in the Mario style, which is quite nice. Those three things alone save Mario is Missing from getting an absolutely embarrassing score, which we'll discuss in a minute. However, let's just once again say absolutely how awful this game is. 5 worlds that are, you do exactly the same thing in them. They look different, but you do precisely the same thing. You find 3 landmarks, you return them, you answer a quiz, you get it right, go on to the next world. At the end of the 5 worlds, you then get to fight a boss baddie. Well, I think the boss baddies need a special mention. They're not even in the what sucks section, because they're just so awful. All the boss baddie does is runs back and forth across the screen, and you've got to jump on their heads. It's just so dull. The end of the game, surprise surprise, is as disappointing as the rest. You find Mario, you put Bowser in a cannon, and you shoot him away. That's it. You don't even get to fight Bowser. It's all cutscene. You go up to the final room, Mario appears, Bowser in a cannon, boom. So you don't even get to fight Bowser. But then again, what were we expecting from a game that isn't a Mario game? I don't expect to see Bowser in a pit fighter, do I? Because that's not a Mario game. So why would I expect to fight Bowser in this game? Because once again, this game is not a Mario game. 38%, which I think is being incredibly generous for this complete load of trash Mario is Missing. Unfortunately, Mario is Missing is not the only educational game. And what's worse is that it's not the only educational game on the Super Nintendo. However, on a lighter note, let's not blame Nintendo for this abysmal game. It wasn't their fault, they were just trying something new. And we definitely can't blame Mario for 2 very good reasons. First of all, he doesn't actually exist, so blaming a non-existing character would make you mad. However, secondly, Mario has had so many good games. For every single Mario is Missing, there's Super Mario Bros. 3. For every single Mario's Time Machine, which we'll get to, there are ingenious games like Super Mario All-Stars. If you ever feel any anger from Mario for playing these sorts of games, just play All-Stars and you completely forget. All is forgiven for Mario. That's what I do, that's what I'm going to have to do in a minute, because this game angered me so much. It looks like it's time for some All-Stars. Now, like I said, Mario is Missing is unfortunately not the only edutainment Mario game for the Super Nintendo. However, Mario is Missing has put me in such a bad mood that I just can't possibly touch any of the others for like a year or so. So, next time, we're moving away from edutainment, we're moving away from Mario, we're going to go to Wimbledon, we're going to have some fun, we're going to do a decent game, so make sure you check back. Not even a hint of Mario is Missing, I promise. In fact, next time, you probably won't even learn anything. Now that is a Super Nintendo fanboy promise.